Was Tupac having issues when he was in prison? Because I know Snoop, he always say that he was hearing bad things, so he told Suge Knight to get him out. And I just did an interview with Corrupt, and he was saying the same thing.
That's definitely, Corrupt, my man. I like him, but that's a false narrative that I think Snoop was pushing. You know what I mean? Pac, for a fact, he wasn't really. He had a lot of like he used to send us pictures, and his pictures on the internet where he was taking pictures with New York dudes up in Clinton. Like these the homies. You know what I mean? We know. I remember Fat Joe for sure, and this Fat Joe had the Puerto Ricans holding him down. Pac even mentioned that. So he had people in Clinton that was with him. So this is a false narrative. I guess people they like to say that so then they can vouch for some other rumors that's being spread about Pac to try to put dirt on his name. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a fact that he was disliked. He was holding it down. Like he was in prison. People were showing him a lot of love. You see him taking pictures with other homies who've been in prison. They got homies in prison. They were showing him love. You know what I mean? But nobody want to be in prison. So when Pac was calling trying to get out, of course nobody want to be in prison. You know what I mean? But the fact to say that he was being disliked, I can't recall. We used to go visit him monthly, some of us weekly. I can't recall him saying anything where he felt like he was in danger. You know what I mean? Like not one time. I think he got into it probably, when the East Coast, West Coast is heating up. The Puerto Ricans in New York, they deep. You know what I mean? A lot of them up north were strong, and some, they reached out to Fat Joe. Fat Joe know Greg Nice. Greg Nice in pockets like this. You know what I mean? And Fat Joe had the Puerto Ricans hold him down. Other dudes was holding him down. So that's a false narrative, and I don't even want to say why they saying it, but they trying to validate another rumor, and we know the people that spreading these like, these rumors, Aki. You know what I mean? It's sad. He ain't had no problems, bro. We used to visit him all the time, man. Pac was in there like chilling. You know what I mean? Nobody want to be in prison though. Of course, it's not chilling like you home free. He want to get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, hey, I'm good. Y'all just go do your thing and leave me alone. No, he wanted to come home, but he definitely wasn't having any issues.
I got you, I got you. So all that's a lie then when they say that Tupac had issues in prison.
His issues, like Pac said, his harassment and his issues was with the guards. You know what I mean? And when I say this, because I be reading some of these comments and people be like, oh, why are you making this scene? When I say Pac not having any issue, not because he's above anybody or he can't have issues. Like he can have issues like everybody else. Not like he's infallible or he's just untouchable. You know what I mean? Because that's how some people might think, oh, he could. But because the people had a lot of love for Pac, even upstate, you know what I mean? And in the East Coast, West Coast thing didn't really pop off yet. Maybe if it had popped off serious, it would have been some people like some Biggie fans and it would have been serious. But was at the beginning of it. You know what I mean? And people had a lot of love for Pac.
Right, right. Yo, you right about that, man. That whole East Coast, West Coast thing didn't pop off at that point when Tupac was in prison. But why do you think some people is pushing that narrative, though?
I think you got a lot of people that do a lot of undercover hating on Pac. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people that do a lot of undercover hating on Pac, and you can just listen to their interviews, but they come off like they friends. You know what I mean? They're like, oh nah, I had to tell Suge to get him out because he was getting punked in Clinton, and I'm the one who's like, oh, come on, bro. We all know that what you're trying to do. You're trying to hate on the down low, you know what I mean? But trying to pretend you know what I mean? Like very clever hating going on. You know what I mean? Nas almost got him, man. I'm a gangbanger. If Nas would have caught him slipping, he would have been washed. Like all this hating stuff. You know what I mean? So what they doing is that, because Pac is not here to speak and refute these things, so they doing it in a way where it's not straight hate. Like the majority of the people ain't gonna look at it as them being haters, but people like us, we know where that's coming from.
Yeah, I see what you
You
mean.
know what I
And
mean?
people that don't know the story, they gonna look at that and they gonna be like, "Oh, what's the issue? He just telling his side of the story. He love Pac."
Yeah, he loved Pac because he told Suge to get him out of jail because they was punking him and Clinton. No, bro, you just leave it alone. You hating on Pac. He's not here to defend himself. You know what I mean? That I don't really agree with none of that type of stuff, bro.